Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are going to be taking a first long time, I don't know, whatever. This is a game of my childhood. It is a game that is one of the all-time classic war games. This came out in 1994. It is called Panzer General, as you can see by the screen in front of you. It was made by SSI. The founder of which, one of the founders of which now works on 2x3, who makes War in the Pacific. But this is the definitive beer and pretzels war game in many ways. It is the grandfather of a dozen or more copycats, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but like games like Panzer Corps 1, Panzer Corps 2, the strategic mind games, all trace their lineage back to Panzer General. Which, again, one of the all-time classics. Panzer General came out in 94, Allied General came out in 96, and I played both of those games on the PlayStation 1. So I'm sure a lot of you played these games on PC, but for whatever reason, I did not really have a PC that I gamed a whole bunch on. And, so much to the fact that when we got Sid Meier's Gettysburg, I had to play it at a friend's because I didn't have a computer that could run it. But I did play some war games on my PlayStation, and Panzer General was one of those. I didn't really know what I was getting at the time when I got it. I think I was 13 or so. It was several years after it came out on PC, but I remember devoting hours and hours to this game, and, I remember in the spring and in the summer, I would be listening to Bob Uecker on the radio countless times while I was playing Panzer General, and I would make maps, like I would hand draw, stencil out maps of Europe and then color in the countries that I had conquered in my campaigns, and show the front line ebb and flow in that sense because I was a dork. But we're gonna be playing the PlayStation 1 version of this, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and check this out here. It's been a hot minute. I did play around with it a little bit just to make sure it still ran. I was still using the original CD and all that. And I've got my Allied General CD, stored away as well. So we could look at that too later. But for tonight, anyway, we're going to be doing the Panzer General campaign. We're going to be doing the 1939 campaign, and yeah. So we're going to do the difficulty level. I never was great at this game. I'm not going to pretend to be like some expert. So we're going to set it to medium difficulty, which is basically neutral in terms of experience and prestige. But we will make it a custom difficulty setting by using enhanced AI. I don't really know what that means. It sounds scary. I don't know if ChatGPT is going to jump through the screen and beat me. But we'll do that. So it'll be a custom difficulty level. You can see here that this is 1939 is kind of the grand campaign. You start in Poland and kind of work your way through the war. There are other options. You can do 41 East, which starts with Barbarossa. You can do 43 East, which starts with Kharkov and then goes to Kursk in the second battle. And I'm sorry, you can see there's a little bit of a strip on the right side and left side of the screen. It's a little bit clipped out on some of the imaging. Again, that's because I'm stretching this to run in 16:9. It was originally 4:3. This long predates widescreen monitors, but I've played around with it a little bit, and honestly, I think this is still eminently playable, even with not looking as pretty. I would prefer this to playing in 4:3, where it is just like a square box in the center of the screen, and then you've got huge black spaces on either end. So we've also got the 43 campaign, which starts in Italy. I've played that one quite a bit. I remember that was very difficult to win as the Germans, because you start with Operation Husky going up against you. And then the 41 West campaign, which starts in the desert. I think, is it? I don't remember. It's not. It starts, Rommel's 41 push in the desert. But in any event, we're going to play 43, the 1939 version. I am aware of Panzer General Forever. When I looked at trying to get this running again, I did look into the Panzer General Forever, which is kind of like a fan-made version of this, I think. But it had, again, it still was sort of formatted for 4:3, and on a big monitor, it was way zoomed out. So I actually preferred getting my PS1 disc out and just doing it this way. I think it looks better. Plus, this is the game. Panzer General Forever is not the game that is part of my youth and my past. Panzer General is, and those little German accented narrations of the battles. Also, I will also say we are streaming this on Wednesday, September 11th. We will likely be doing, if I can maintain it, I can't promise this because I'm bad with schedules, but I would like to make like a retro Wednesday where every Wednesday we stream like an old-timey game. I also have PTO2, which can run. I was able to get it running. So we could do PTO2, we could do Allied General, we could continue the Panzer General series. I'd like to do that every Wednesday. We'll call it Retro Wednesday, and then we'll likely post the VOD for the stream on YouTube the following Wednesday, just to keep things consistent with Wednesdays. But that's what I'd like to do. We'll see, how long I maintain that. So 1939... Campaign, strike hard and fast before the British and French enter the war. You must win quickly and decisively to maintain our momentum and end the war quickly. So, yep. Let's go!
Your first mission in Operation Fallweiss, the conquest of Poland, is to capture the key cities of Rudno and Lodz by September 10th. This keeps open the possibility of conquering Poland before the French and British can launch an attack on Germany. If these objectives are taken before September 10th, additional forces may be available to you for the assault on Warsaw.
I don't know why, but as a kid, the narration, like the intro briefings were one of my favorite parts. And then also, like, if you fail missions, if you fail certain missions, you'll get like your services are no longer needed, and you'll hear him cock a pistol in the background, which means like your character's getting executed, which is amusing. But anyway. Now, I will say this game does have loading screens and things like that from time to time, or loading animations. We're probably going to play with the combat animations turned off. I'll turn them on briefly on this first battle just to kind of show you guys what they are, but they really slow the whole playthrough down quite a bit. And well, they do add a bit of suspense when you're like waiting for the thing to load. It's like I don't think we need the combat animations for today. So you can see you get the little map here. You see the little arrow where the battle's about to be fought. It's the first battle, the first phase of the invasion of Poland. It's a 10-turn battle. It's turn-based. And now you got the real zoomed-in map where you can't really see a whole lot. Like, you can obviously get good close-ups of your soldiers, but like there's no real sense of like, all right, what do I do here, right? So you've got this zoomed-in view of the map. So you hit the circle button on the PlayStation remote, and then you've got your options menu. And so one of those options is the strategic map, where you can go ahead and zoom out here. And then you can see this lovely, high-fidelity strategic map. So you can see these little iron cross figures are our units. And then you've got the sort of gold, I don't know what, what are they? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that a really pentagon? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexagon. So you've got two objectives here: Rudno and Lutz over here. They're circled and are highlighted in yellow. Those are the objectives you have to take. You have 10 turns to do it. If you take all 10 turns to do it, you'll win a marginal victory or a minor victory. If you do them in 7 turns, with 3 turns remaining, you get a decisive victory, which gives you additional prestige and bonuses and things like that. So, yep, I've got the Allied General CD sitting on my desk too, General. These are the PlayStation versions. So anyway, you can see here we've only got one enemy unit spotted right now. It is an enemy cavalry unit. You can click on it. You can see 10th Polish Cavalry. They are ready. They have no experience. That's what the red star in the battle honors in the upper right indicates. They have 7 out of 7 ammunition. That means they can fight 7 times before they have to reload. They have 60 fuel, so they must have some kind of transportation with them for their horses, I guess. I don't know, like, whatever it is. They can move 5 hexes. Spot 2. Initiative is 1, which I think indicates, like, if they shoot first or not when a battle happens. Range 0, which basically means they're not a ranged unit. Their attack score is 4 for soft targets, 1 for hard, 0 for air, and 1 for naval. And their defense is 2 against land, 5 against air, 0 against close, and they are considered a soft target. Meanwhile, my own units over here, you can see we've got an armored unit over here. We've got the 9th Panzer 2D unit here. They're currently entrenched up to a level 3, but we're going to move them, so they're going to lose their entrenchment. No experience. Attack 2 soft, 3 hard, 0 air, 1 naval, 7 defense on land, 9 in air, 3 close, and they are considered a hard target. They have 8 ammo, 45 fuel, which is important for motorized units, 6 movement, and 3 spotting with a 6 initiative. So let's go ahead and drive them over here. See if they can engage this enemy horse. You can see an estimated loss, 0 for the armored units that are attacking, and 4 for the allies. So you can see there, obviously, we predicted a 4 loss for them and a 1 for us, or and a 0 for us. We lost 1, they lost 3. So it didn't quite work out the way that we had forecast, but it still overall favored us. Now let's show you the lovely combat animations. We're not going to play with those turned on all the time, but you can see, obviously, it plays much more quickly when you have the animations turned off. When you have the animations turned on, it plays much slower. So let's take this unit here, the 7th 1939 Ver Infantry. So that's basically they're equipped up to a 1939 standard. Later years will have better equipment and different stats. But you can see here the 7th, again, no experience. All of our troops are green. We move this up here, and we, oh no. Did I double click? Why does that happen sometimes? No. Well, I can't attack again because apparently I double clicked. I didn't think I double clicked, but apparently I did. So that's annoying. Sometimes it seems like it double clicks when I don't actually double click. But we'll go ahead and attack this other Polish cavalry unit here that just popped up when I moved to the extent of my movements. And you can see here's the combat animations I was talking about. You can kind of see, looks like the Polish defenders with their initiative of 1 shoot first. They inflict some casualties on us. German soldiers on the left there fire back and do no damage to the cavalry. Great. Just great. Well, this battle's getting off to a shitty start. This is supposed to be a cakewalk, and it is not so far. So, and I can't even get in on any of these guys. The fact that one unit double clicked really screwed me over here because now, well, it slows the whole turn down quite a bit. And you can see you've got a different menu when you've got a unit selected. You cannot mount and unmount units, by the way, on the same turn. So, or you can unmount if they're mounted, but like, unlike some of the Panzer General games where if you move within a certain radius, you can remount and unmount on the same turn and then fight. And this basically, if you get on your trucks, you can't get off the same turn. It is Historical Gaming, Slowfix, and thank you for the resub. Appreciate it. So we're going to go ahead and mount these guys. So let me take a real quick moment here. So general strategy here. We've got the 2 objectives. One of them is over here. This is Lutz. And then we've got Glutno over here. So you can see there are roadways on here which indicate faster movement. There are clear terrain. There is marshy terrain. There are rivers. All these things matter in terms of movement. So if you try and move through a river hex, you can't. Well, you can, but it takes 1 whole turn to move 1 hex from here to here, unless you've got troops that are bridging troops. If you're moving over a river, you can move over the river. That's like a bridge, so you can do that. So basically, if we want to get over here to Lutz, our best bet is to cross the river at either here or cross it up here where there are roads that cross the river. Now, if we're going to cross here, because of the way zone of control works, we got to clear out this cavalry unit. Probably got to take the troops in Cleese and clear this whole general area out so we can move east. Now, there's sort of there's like 2 rivers. There's the Warta River and the Buzira River here that kind of make any movement up this roadway pretty confined. So what we probably want to do, we probably want to move up here, take this town, then swing up north and cross a little bit further north up here where we are past this swamp and things open up a bit toward Rutno. So again, take that town, then move up through here, over this river here, and then north of the swamp. So we've got kind of 2-3 hexes worth of depth that we can move toward Lutz. Meanwhile, in the south, we'll cross the river here at Warta, and then probably secure our flank at Rodomansko, and then move north and take Lutz from the south. That's probably the best way to do it, and so I'm slowly kind of starting to split my forces. We've got 2 infantry units on trucks here. We're going to move a Panzer 1 unit and another infantry unit out this way. We'll probably move our artillery out this way too to attack from the south, and then the rest of the troops will go up and over toward the objective here. Now, we also have things like prestige. Again, this is pretty much armor, Panzer Corps, but again, the predecessor. So if we go to the purchase screen here, you can see we've got 229 prestige we can spend on either reinforcements or new units. We're going to buy a new tank unit, and we are going to go ahead and buy a Panzer IIIe. That'll be our best tank. Costs 120, so it'll still leave us with 100 prestige for reinforcements. And you can see the stats up here. Also, in the top right of the screen, you see where it says Core 4. This will be a core unit. What that means is core units carry over battle to battle in the campaign. They gain experience. And if they're destroyed, they're lost permanently. But core units are important to building your force so that you get more effective in later scenarios. So obviously, purchasing core units is good. If we purchase all 4 of those and we keep trying to purchase more units, then what will happen is they'll switch over to auxiliary units, which you can still buy and add to your force, but they do not carry over with you from battle to battle. So if you need them to win a battle, it can be worthwhile, but generally auxiliaries are kind of a waste of money. One of the other things I always really liked about this game is down here. You see this little question mark next to the prestige? It will actually take you to a little write-up of each unit that you have selected. So right now we've got the Panzer IIIe selected. So it's telling us the Panzer IIIe is armed with a 37mm cannon and has decent armor. The 37mm gun can defeat most early Allied tanks, but the 37L46 gun does have some difficulty taking out Allied heavy tanks. So you get a write-up like that for every single unit in the game. I always thought that was neat. I don't know why. I always thought that was like really cool to read about all these different unit types. You get, hundreds of different units as the game goes on. Right now we're very limited because it's 1930, it's 1939. But as more units get opened up, you'll get more write-ups and things like that. And that was something that, 13-year-old me thought was awesome. So we'll go ahead and buy this Panzer III. We'll stick it here. We can't move it on the same turn we purchase it. And now you can see all the units have moved. So it's time to move on to the next turn. So go ahead and end. Did I turn the animations off? I'm going to turn the animations off. We don't need to look at more of those kind of animations. So we'll see if the Polish do anything this turn or if they pull back or whatnot. All right, so we can see that they're moving their cavalry around because they're within line of sight, but they didn't actually attack anything here. I thought I saw artillery over here when that guy was moving. Let's move this cavalry up here to secure our flank. Oh, there's the artillery. There she blows. All right, let's move this tank around here. Always go for artillery first, by the way. Because artillery will fire in defense of a unit. Oh my god, it did it again! That's so annoying. Artillery fires in defense of a unit you're attacking. So, like, if we move this guy up here, we try and attack here, you get defensive artillery. Oh my god. That infantry unit nearly got destroyed. It probably will die next turn. Fuck. Alright, whatever. Alright, let's move our troops across this river here. Toward the objective in the south. So those are the troops on the southern push. We're going to go for Rodmosko, and then we're going to move up toward Lutz. I'm going to assume they're not going to come out and attack my troops on those trucks, but they will be vulnerable if they do get attacked there, so. Alright, I think that's everybody. This is a pretty small scenario. It should be pretty quick, but we're running into more problems than I usually experience on this. Ocklorn, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Alright, so there, they destroyed that infantry unit. Fuck. We already lost a unit. They didn't do anything in the south, though. Alright, so let's push forward with these infantry that are damaged. They'll finish off that artillery. Let's move this infantry here toward... God damn it! I'm not clicking it. It's like lagging up or something. I don't... By the way, when it tells you rough defense, pray, because that means that bad things are going to happen. Basically means a unit's outperforming the expected result. Man, we're really getting hung up on this town. We did finally destroy that infantry unit that's defending there. Alright, who's all here? This is the artillery. Alright, well the artillery can't get off the truck yet, so let's see if we can There we go. We cleared that guy out of that town on the southern flank. Moved our Panzer I in. Nearly destroyed them, and we took that town. Let's get these guys off their trucks. Move them forward against this. I don't know if I want to take a risk moving all the way up there. Let's just do this. There we go. So there isn't actually anybody there. I don't want to move them. Units on trucks are, as you would expect, very vulnerable. So we'll leave the artillery kind of in the second line here on the truck, but we'll pull the infantry off. And that's it. What's our prestige at? We were at 100 and something, but then we got a little bit of prestige for taking those towns, or that one town. So we're at 161 right now. Can I buy more infantry? I'd like pioneers, but they're expensive. So we can buy a new Verith 39. They're cheap, and give them a truck. It's 84. So give them good mobility. We'll replace one of the lost divisions, I guess. Because all these units right now are core units. I'm surprised the cavalry didn't attack that. Alright, well, if you don't want to attack me, I'll go ahead and hit you with artillery first. And then destroy you. I feel like the forecasts for losses are generally way too... they seem off. I'll probably take that town, but it's not an objective, doesn't matter. Alright, let's swing this truck up, this new unit up here. We'll pull this unit, which is badly battered, into this town. So I think that's worth like 30 prestige or so. You also get like 1 or 2 prestige for losses inflicted. So we're at 125. Let's go ahead and give these guys elite reinforcements. You want to do elite reinforcements when you can afford it, because you can see this red star up here in the upper right has started to turn just a teeny little bit silver. That represents experience gained. And so if you take casualties and then you do regular reinforcements, they're green and they don't do as well, right? Like they're not good. And then you lose your experience, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, let's move our armor up. Remember, we got to take these towns by turn 3 for a major victory here. So you can see there's an anti-tank gun in Lutno and then an armored unit in front of it. What is that? TK3 of the 1st Polish Armored Division, I guess. Anti-tank guns, obviously good against tanks. Yeah, this guy doesn't have an armored thing with it. The Panzer III, by the way, particularly good against Polish armor. All right. So in that turn. And we've got 3 turns left to take these 2 objectives. So they attacked out of one of those towns, and, you know, I'm okay with that because they took casualties. And then I can probably take it back from them next turn. Meanwhile, let's just take a look. Do I get prestige for retaking a town I had already taken? We're at 106. So we just destroyed that infantry unit which snuck around us. We retook the town from them. And I'm sitting at 107. Okay, so we got 1 prestige for destroying the enemy unit. That was it. All right. So move the artillery up here. This is a 75mm gun, or a 7.5 centimeter, I think it is. It only has a range of 2 hexes, so it could shoot over the head of these guys now that it moved there, but... Alright, so we just knocked the enemy troops out of Lutz. We'll move our infantry in here. And I was hoping to destroy that guy, but we didn't. Move my Panzer I up here to finish him off. Got him. So... they could counterattack Lutz and retake it, but we just took it from them. And that gives me up to 190 prestige. And these guys, again, do elite reinforcements, get them back up to full strength. And that eats into our budget a little bit. Alright, they purchased another infantry unit in front of... Whoops, so we're going to go for the armor first. Well, I can't hit all of those units. Let's move our infantry up here. There's a cavalry unit kind of behind us. Hopefully they don't come and attack those mounted up troops. Now, I don't know if prestige carries over from battle to battle. I kind of think it doesn't. We'll have to take a look, but there are entrenchment values, yes. All right, so the other thing is battles end the second that you get to the final objective and take it. So, god damn it. Also, I don't know that it makes sense to buy elite reinforcements because I think you get a fresh set of troops every battle. Like, I think they replenish your losses every fight. I don't know if prestige does or not. I'm not 100% sure on that. Alright. Destroyed that infantry unit. Now I'm doing some of these attacks just to gain experience. Because we've got a turn. Can we upgrade these guys? I'm gonna want some pioneer troops next turn anyway. I don't know that I have enough prestige to upgrade them. I don't. It costs 200. I'm probably gonna want some bridging troops though too. Can I do that? No, that's 240? Jeez. Okay. It's cheaper to upgrade between battles, I believe. Alright, so I think... Well, it's next turn or last turn for a major? No, we've got 2 more. Okay. Let's not bother attacking there. Anti-tanks particularly vulnerable to infantry, as you might expect. Alright, so what's our prestige sitting at? 170? How much is artillery? I can afford artillery. I would like a second artillery unit. So we'll do that. It'll carry over. And we will see if prestige carries over. So we're at 60 whatever. There we go. Victory! 1 battle down. Unjust, that probably looked better. I mean, keep in mind, this is a 1994 game. It is very pixelated. Major victory. And we're also playing it on a 1080p monitor, which is always going to make it look worse. Alright, we're not going to look at the battlefield. You could. Go ahead and save here. But yeah, when you blow up a low-resolution game onto a high-resolution monitor, you can see it. Have a good one, Anaris. This is back in the day. Again, this is the PlayStation version, so this is like, oh, I've got a little memory card with only a certain number of save slots. But we're about to get our little smug German briefing to be like, good job.
Your success in Phase 1 of the attack on Poland was outstanding. Due to your rapid advance, we have made additional resources available to you for the assault on Warsaw.
Cool, dude. Thank you for the additional resources.
Your next assignment is to take Warsaw and several nearby Polish cities by no later than September 30th. Intelligence warns us that the French and British are preparing for an attack towards the Rhine within 2 to 3 weeks, so it is important to take all of your objectives as soon as possible.
As soon as possible. I don't know if that's like supposed to be a hint like, hey, this is a unit going over a river. Maybe you want some bridging equipment. I'm not really sure if that, like, if any of the images have any hints to what you want. But maybe, because actually that is important, I think, in this fight. Alright, so these guys we're going to upgrade. We're going to upgrade 2 of my infantry units, my 39 Ver units. It does look like Prestige carries over, because it is a little bit lower than what I was expecting. But we'll go ahead with 2 Pioneer units here, which are useful in attacking cities or fixed fortifications. It's kind of funny that the graphic would look like a bazooka. It obviously doesn't have a bazooka, but it sure looks like one. Alright, so infantry there. Alright, we're also going to upgrade one of these guys to a bridging unit. I did not think it was going to be that expensive. 240 is pricey. I don't even know if I'll have enough left over for my air units. Okay. And then the rest will be regular infantry. Or can I even upgrade this guy? I don't really like using Panzer Is. I need aircraft, though, so... fuck it. I guess we'll just keep this guy with a Panzer I. It's like real life. They're not happy with what they've got. Alright, we'll deploy 1 artillery unit to the south, 1 artillery to the north. Maybe we do both to the south. Because we've got... I'll show you the map here in a sec. Warsaw is a tricky one. It is a tricky one. So it's a 20-turn battle. And if we take a look at the strategic map, the challenge on this one is the terrain and the rivers. So the enemy has fixed fortifications around Warsaw here and Modlin here. And they've also got a river that divides the 2 towns, and rivers are tricky to move through. So they've got good defensive units in good defensive ground around here, lots of artillery. And then you've got, and that kind of bogs you down, or can, and then you've also got to take an objective east of Warsaw over here. So what I have found, in my opinion, the best strategy is, in fact, to send a small force east of the main line. There's the river here, the Policia River, and then you've got the Vistula over here. So what you want to do is you've got one natural bridge over here. You got to knock out this force at Tomaszów. But then you've got one sort of bridge across this first river here. So you can move across here into this little plain and wooded area to the south. But then there's no bridge across the Vistula unless you get up near Warsaw. So ideally what you do is you send a bridging unit over here across the Vistula, and then you can just sprint a small force around here. There's a swamp, but there's a little bit of a gap here where you can shoot the gap in here and then move in on Silis while you are dealing with Warsaw and Modlin. That's the general strategy I've found to be the most effective. You could overrun Modlin and Warsaw quickly and then use the natural bridge across the Vistula to drive directly on cities, but I think this is the best strategy to do it quickly. Even if you don't have a bridging unit, the Vistula will really just hold you up for 2 turns. And you kind of, I think you have to finish like 5 turns early, so you got like 15 turns. So that is, that's my thought. Yeah, my only issue with Panzer General Forever Monolith is it's still built for 4x3, and it's definitely not built for modern resolutions, and so it still looks kind. It looks like the screen when I tried playing it the other day was basically like this was the screen, and it was way zoomed out. So even though the resolution sucks, I actually prefer the over-zoomed view of Panzer General. Maybe I should have tried to mess with the settings more, I don't know. But, like, you didn't get good looks at your actual units in Panzer General forever. Because I think they stopped updating it back in 2008 or so. Like, they haven't been updating it for a while. Alright, so we got that first Polish infantry unit that we saw there in that wooded terrain. Now we can blitzkrieg our tanks up toward Warsaw. Oh, fuck. I drove right into a cavalry unit here, and that was basically an ambush. So you can see the armored unit lost 60% of its strength and did no damage to the enemy. That's because they moved into a hex with no recon, and that hex happened to have an enemy unit in it. And so they got wrecked. That ain't good. They've almost got a full star of experience, too. Alright. Where are we at prestige-wise? So we need to buy some air units. There's the famous Polish Lancer. So I do know the Poles have at least one fighter unit here, so we're going to buy our first air unit, a Bf-109, and then I think I've still got enough for a Stuka. Stuka is very useful in this early scenarios. So there you go. We can't use them this turn, though, because we just bought them. So let's go ahead and try and take this town. There you go. We got him. We got him. Put these guys on trucks. They can't even get out that way, huh? Alright, well, move the armor into that town. I can't move that far south? Alright. Yeah, look, we've got... Because this is a southern approach to Warsaw, too. So we got an infantry unit here and a cavalry unit. Cavalry is an even shot, but I'm going to go ahead and attack the infantry there. Wow, we took 70% casualties. Jesus. That was not a good result. Cavalry might well attack that infantry unit and finish them off next turn. What's the point of a bridging unit if it can't make it down to the damn road? Alright. Let's see how aggressive the Poles go. They might knock out 2 of our units, which we really don't have the prestige to waste on replacing units that we've lost. Okay, so they attacked my infantry unit with air and finished it off with armor. Ooh, they didn't attack the armored unit in the north, though. Alright. Well, let's get our 109s here on this Polish biplane. And then... I don't want to attack the armor there because it'll be adjacent to a fighter. There we go. Artillery is the most difficult thing to deal with in this. So we're going to use these infantry to cross this river and try and flank and take Modlin. Nice. Hey, there we go. We can get our bridging equipment across the river now. Alright. Yeah, I don't want to attack that enemy cavalry at 6 to 6. If they want to attack me, I think my troops will defend better, but... Yeah, the dreaded rugged defense. I don't know how the game decides when to trigger that, but occasionally there will be like a, hey, Do I see all of... Do we have something turned on where we see all of the AI moves? Because I wouldn't think we should. Hidden units on. Show AI move. But I shouldn't see them all if they're not in line of sight, right? Anyway, we saw that enemy fighter fall back to their one airfield. So let's go ahead and go get it before it can reinforce. You can't move and reinforce on the same turn. So we'll fly out to the airfield and shoot it down! Nice. Alright, so we destroyed their air unit. Bridge engineers are going to move up here. Next turn they'll move onto the river. Probably move across the river with the armor without them. But this should make it easier on our troops in the south. Across the river, I think. Stuka going after the enemy armor. God damn it, there's your rugged defense. Alright. There we go, finished it off. Troops are moving up and around. Alright, we'll take care of that cavalry next turn once we've got the artillery in place. So that's it for this turn. What's our prestige at? It can't be very high. Sitting at 35. It's enough for some reinforcements, but nothing else. ENT equals entrenched, yeah. I think entrenchment... We just lost another unit! What the hell? I'm never going to build up an experienced cadre of troops at this rate. Alright, bridge engineers, get on the river. And there you go. See, normally you can only move one hex. With the bridge engineers on the river, we can move multiple. And here's the little pass between the swamp and the forest to get around on this town. So, let's go that way, boys. Alright. Artillery took out half that cavalry. Air units. Oh, shoot. Undo that. And then our Stuka. What you gonna do? What you gonna do with your Stuka? I guess go after the enemy artillery, because artillery is the real killer in this game, in my opinion. Artillery prevents you from being able to attack effectively. They've really built up... They got another fighter already? They've really built up a strong force. I don't know if I can make it back to my airfield with that. One other thing that the PC game does that I guess this version doesn't do is it doesn't tell you when your unit's going to crash and run out of fuel. So you got to monitor your fuel levels for your air units. One fuel level is 1 hex, I believe, of flight time. Alright, AI's getting a little bit more cautious. I don't know if... Can they make it? I feel like if I try and fly back, it won't make it. Alternatively, I could keep it in place and then hopefully get my unit up there and take that airfield from them. So we'll destroy that air unit if we don't fly. Alright, so it won't crash quite yet. So if they don't build anything on that airfield, I should be able to take the airfield from them next turn. There's a good chance they will build something, though, so... Cross our fingers we don't lose a unit to crashing. Alright, our Stuka finished off that enemy artillery. We're going to fly the Stuka back. I didn't see what its fuel level is, but I'm assuming it's getting low. Yeah. So fly it back to the airfield. That's the other thing in this game. You gotta fly back to your airfield to rearm. It's not like in the newer versions of this where it's just like, oh, it'll automatically fly back for you. Also, if you're adjacent to an enemy unit, you may not be able to get like a full resupply. So, another thing to consider. Alright. I'm assuming they're going to build another unit up here. I don't usually play on this level of difficulty, so that might be part of the issue. But let's go ahead and end the turn. $15 turns left. Yep, they built another artillery unit just as soon as I destroyed the other one. Alright, Stuka, go land. So it'll rearm and refuel. So now that we're also attacking, you can see these guys like a level 7 or a level 4. They've got entrenchment levels, which make it hard to attack. When you do attack, though, it does lower the entrenchment level. So each attack lowers it by 1. Artillery may lower entrenchment levels? I'm not sure. Meanwhile, they built another artillery unit there, too. I know the AI has a limitation in terms of its ability to spend, like, prestige. We saw that with the difficulty thing, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, so we're adjacent to that objective now. Can my armor get up there and take the... So let's see here. They bought another airplane, so we're up to 14, down to 14 fuel. But good news, we got the airfield. It's in our control. I'm not going to attack there because those infantry are dug in, which means, you know, it's hard to attack a dug-in force with armor, especially in a town. I guess that didn't matter. I guess the unmounted pioneers aren't going to do much. Alright, all units have acted. So let's see what happens next turn. We got a chance to take Modlin up in the north, now that we've got that pioneer adjacent to the town. Oh, other good news is by taking the airfield, I don't think they can raise any new air units. You can see its fuel level is back up to 28. I don't think they can raise any more air units because they don't have an airfield to do it from. Why do I not see anything over here? Didn't they just fly it over here? What? What's the weather? Raining. Okay, air units can't do it. They can fly, but they can't attack when it's raining. So let's see, they're at level 6 entrenchments. Hit them with artillery. Does that drop their entrenchments? It does. Okay. So we destroyed that enemy unit. We'll move these guys into entrenchments. We'll see if we can dislodge this cavalry and we can maybe slowly make a 1 hex lodgement. Modlin. Defensive artillery must be out of sight. I don't know why I don't have line of sight on these guys anymore. But you can see we destroyed half that anti-tank gun and pushed them out of the town, but I don't have the ability to move back into the town because I have no more units with any movement points over there. Alright, so we'll use our artillery here to support the attack on Silice. I think my bridging engineers can be used at least somewhat effectively on the offensive. Those pioneers are never going to get there. And the Stuka is rearmed and refueled, so even though it can't bomb, it can at least get into position, hopefully, to be able to attack next turn. Although, I guess, not great that the enemy has a fighter unit there once the weather clears up. What did I didn't mean to click that. True Pixels, by the way, thank you for the follow. Oxlorn, thank you for the resub. Suffix, I think I already thanked you for the resub, but thank you again. 1994. Now that's historical gaming. Rugged defense works both ways, though. They attack my infantry, and we rugged defense the shit out of them. Alright. So, I think pioneers are not as good on the defensive as on the offensive. Let's take a look. So these guys have a defensive value of 6 and 7. These guys have an... Oh, no, they're actually better. Okay. Well... Anyway, let's... I can't move the pioneers in. So let's go ahead and hit that artillery. Destroy that guy. Oh, the other annoying thing is you can't... I attacked, and now I can't move. I have to move now if I want to... Alright, whatever. So let's go ahead, and I think the weather's better now, right? Almost destroyed the enemy unit, not quite. Alright, let's hit that enemy artillery. Yeah, I'm going to pull that armor back. Place it with infantry. There we go. And then we destroyed that enemy infantry, and now they shouldn't be able to attack that artillery next turn, hopefully. Meanwhile, we'll unmount our artillery. Hit the troops in Salice. For rugged defense. Not a good result. We lost 60% of that unit. Now, if the enemy reinforces, he loses some of his entrenchment value, so it does help. Can they really only move one hex? Come on, Pioneers. You need trucks. I did take the one objective, so we have a little bit more prestige. We're sitting on 170. But we'll see how this plays out. This battle, neither of these two fights have gone as cleanly as I would have hoped. They attack infantry there. Alright, so they're moving into position to try and attack at Modlin again. They also did reinforce the troops here. How effective can my bridging troops... Oh, wow, they're actually pretty decent. Okay. There you go. Got it. Alright, so we got the other objective here in the east, so now it's really just taking Warsaw, and we might just be able to take it now, even though they're going to have a whole bunch of troops left. Aircraft. Nice, nearly destroyed that armored unit. This guy out of ammo? He is. So I can't take the objective. He still didn't rearm. Fuck. And the rugged defense. Well, that's not great. Alright, so I thought we were going to end the battle just there, but I guess we didn't quite... we didn't quite take the town. So they moved, I'm assuming, a fresh anti-tank gun back in there. No, they didn't. Oh, silly AI. Tricks are for kids. Thank you for the free experience. Another turn. These guys are up to 2 battle stars. Which means you can overstrength the unit. For those of you who might be wondering, what does that mean? Can I really not? Oh yeah, I can take the top with the unit that has no ammo left, right? Wait, undo. So we have 276 prestige left. I don't know what I would want to buy for Norway, which will be next. Yeah, I always hear people say Panzer General 2 is the best. I never played that until much later. All right, let's just end this. And a victory! And we did it. Despite all the problems early on, it was a major victory. Again, that flanking maneuver around the river to the lower and right is clutch. Like, I never win this battle as a major victory. I tried it once the other night as I was kind of finagling with this, and then I just tried it now. Like, it is clutch. That completely changes the complexion of this game. And that's kind of where folks get, like, a little bit of notion of these kind of games being a little bit puzzly. Like, yeah, they do have those elements to them. They can be a little bit puzzly because of that. But, I don't know. I enjoy it. It's like a cheat code, swinging around to the right.
Your success in Poland has impressed the General Staff.
I always like listening to the tones and the inflection of the voice of this guy, because you can whoever the voice actor was for this does a very good job of, like, communicating nuance beyond just, like, they'll say something, but the tone in which they say it, it's so well done. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this look, this first late look, I don't know, whatever it is, this look at this old classic, this SSI classic, Panzer General on PlayStation 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave your thoughts down below. Let me know if you want to see more. I did stream the Norway invasion as well, so if you want to see that, we can certainly cover that as well, but I just wanted to do a little bit of a flashback. Now, the plan was to actually put this up on Wednesday, but I've got some other stuff that's going to be going up on Wednesday, so that's why we put up our retro game early. Generally, Wednesdays will be live streams of retro games with, them going live the following week. But in cases like this where I've got, like, early access to a new game or something like that, and that's going to take precedence over Retro Wednesdays. So they'll get thrown on different days of the week. So it's Retro Wednesdays sometimes, and some days other days. But generally speaking, about once a week we'll do something like this. But again, let me know if you want to see more of this game, or if you want me to move on to something else. We can do PTO on Sega Saturn. We can do Allied General on PlayStation 1. I've still got my disc for Allied General and my PlayStation 1. So let me know what you guys want to see. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.